What up, Dokkanners? Welcome back to Tsunami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. As you can see from the thumbnail and from this shot right here, yeah, we got these EZAs coming up, and it's kind of confusing because we weren't told about it in the original campaign news for this celebration on Global. So I'm going to jump back real quick. I am messing with the timeline, so this might seem a little bit weird depending on when you're watching this, but trust me, I can control time. So as we scroll through the campaign here, we're not seeing anything on the Great Ape Power EZAs. There's nothing here that discusses it, right? So this is why I'm sure a lot of people, especially those who are more casual, who don't follow the data miners, who don't follow every single Dokkan person out there, that they're probably in the dark and they're a little caught off guard by this announcement in-game because it just wasn't told before. But the thing is, I did talk about this because this was a big announcement in the Dokkan community a few days ago. It's just that after that, if you weren't really in tune with the community, you didn't know what was coming up. It's here now, folks. It's here. So this video is going to be a brief rundown. I can't even say preview because it's already out, but just a guide on how to beat it. So as you can see right here, this is the Giant Ape edition, and what's funny is that the category to beat it is Giant Ape. So this is like a dragon Pokemon situation. You got to use your dragons to beat other dragons. Fight fire with fire. Pun not intended, and doesn't even apply. So if we scroll through and let's check out the rundown, we start off with the physical Goku. It's not going to be sort of combination like it shows in the art. It's just them separately. They rotate in and out. We got physical Goku from stage 1 to stage 10. Then we got Raditz STR from stage 11 to stage 20. And then from 21 onwards, we got AGL Vegeta, and the other guys don't come back. So naturally, with AGL being the pinnacle of this event, you obviously want to be bringing tech, and tech doesn't interfere with STR or physical, so you have a very clear and concise way to do this. Since Giant Ape Power is the category, let's jump in and take a look at some of these category units that we can use to put teams together. We'll start with, that's the wrong one, that's Hidden Potential, character list, Giant Ape Power, right here, at the top too, pretty convenient. This is Giant Ape Power, 40 units for me. I have 40 units that are in the Giant Ape Power category. A lot of Super Saiyan 4s, obviously. So that means Shadow Dragon Saga and Giant Ape Power. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is going to be your best friend. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is now accessible in the coin shop, so it should be, for future references, this will be considered commonplace. You should at least have one copy by now, generally speaking, if you are very much involved in Dokkan and not a day one player like you started the game today. So you should have this guy, which will lead for some pretty fun teams. Also, the free-to-play scene is looking pretty good. We'll start with the free-to-play. This is the free-to-play team. So your main unit is going to be the Gohan. Gohan is an all-types lead, key plus 3, 120%. Mega Colossal, Colossal, the works. Very good unit, and if you combine that with a Goku, we do have the free-to-play Super Saiyan 4 Goku here. He will get damage reduction of 58%. So if you're having trouble, you're struggling, you run this guy on the same rotation as this Goku, and you'll be able to cover yourself pretty well. That is, of course, if you run this particular team, because you do not get the damage reduction by having Goku Youth. It is explicitly said in Gohan's passive, do not, well, not do not, but Goku Youth doesn't apply to this whole thing. So you wouldn't want to have this guy in your rotation. You could have him on another rotation. You could have the Super Saiyan 4 with the Gohan instead. Fun fact about this guy, since he's the one getting EZA'd, as you progress through the event, this guy will continually get stronger, so that could actually be the tipping point for you to beat the entire thing fully free to play. We've got Bardock for the super class support. Unfortunately, he does kind of stick out because he doesn't have much else going for him. No EZA, nothing like that yet. We've got the free to play int Vegeta, who turns Great Ape as well. So yeah, free to play is going to be just fine, honestly. If you got plenty of time to spare, try beating with this particular team, see how you do. So that is the free-to-play side. Now let's check out the Summonable side. As you can see in the Great Ape Power, we do have some non-Super Saiyan 4 units, namely the GT Heroes. So you got Goku and Vegeta repping GT Heroes. You could just steamroll this whole thing with GT Heroes. You got Super Saiyan Goku, you got Super Saiyan Vegeta. Either one works. They are all GT Heroes, but if you want to be more specific and make it Goku's family-centric or Vegeta's family-centric, have whichever one you want be the lead. These guys haven't been around as often, but they still have returned, so they are viable choices, and they are commonplace, in my opinion, now, so I don't feel like it's too difficult a situation to tell people to run this guy. If it doesn't apply to you, that's okay. You have other options. You've got Goku's family with Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta's family with the other LR. You could try... No, Fusion's not going to work. Who am I kidding? That's not going to work. But yeah, I mean, you know, different combinations, different strokes for different folks. Lastly, let's talk about the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as the Giant Ape Power and Shadow Dragon Saga lead. You could run all Super Saiyan 4s pertaining to Goku, Vegeta, and their doppelgangers. You know, it's not going to be a problem. Or you could bring a full crossover team and have some fun with it, because all of these guys, minus Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Cumber, all dropped on last year's Dragon Ball Heroes. And with Dragon Ball Heroes coming up for the 11th anniversary this year in November, might be a fun little nod to those guys by running these Great Apes on your team. This Broly's going to steamroll the competition. He's tech, he's fearsome, and also his passive, high chance of launching an additional super attack when having a Giant Ape Power units attacking in the same turn with you. So yeah, you're looking pretty good. No matter how you swing it, even free-to-play, you're going to be looking totally fine. If it's free-to-play you're going to be running, just bring Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta as your lead, your friend lead, and you're done. You're just going to steamroll the competition. That's it. That's all you need. So this is going to be very straightforward. 30 Dragon Stones, easy. Real quick rundown on these guys. How do you build them? In my opinion, I'll tell you. All types key plus 370%. Raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Causes brief damage to the enemy. Attack and defense plus 80% for the Vegeta, plus an additional attack and defense plus 80% when performing a super attack, plus an additional attack plus 80 when HP is 80% or less, turns into Giant Ape when conditions are met. Since I'm messing with the timeline, there is currently no information on the Uzaru EZA form, but I'm going to give you a very default reaction that will apply when you're able to see this in the database, because, again, messing with the timeline. Whoa! They actually made the Great Ape do that? Dude, that is crazy. There you go. So, nobody cares about the Great Ape, but whatever it ends up being, that reaction will apply. So for this Vegeta, I would recommend you go 11 additional, 15 critical, because I feel like there is actually some merit to adding more critical damage to this unit, because you've actually got Saiyan Roar and Big Bad Bosses. A very rare combination indeed, since they're both attack plus 25. You typically don't see them both on one unit. But this guy's packing heat because he's got both. And the fun thing about Big Bad Bosses in this situation is that at level 1, it triggers when HP is 80% or less. And 80% or less is kind of a common theme here, because you're only going to get your extra attack plus 80 when you're at 80% or less. So there's actually no real pressure on leveling up the links for this guy, because even if you get this guy to level 10, an unconditional passive of attack and defense plus 25%, which is normally good, you're not going to get the full benefit of your passive until you fall below 80% anyway. So why put the effort? I mean, you still should, theoretically, but just to let you guys know, a very interesting situation here where you don't really have to link level to still get the same level of effect. So a little food for thought there. But like I said, 11 additional, 15 crit for Vegeta is my recommendation. Moving on to the Raditz here. Raditz, I was hoping to be amazing. He's not, but he's okay. All types key plus 450%. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage. Attack and defense plus 80%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 15 per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack plus 80 once again when performing a super attack when HP is 80% or less. So the same exact deal. Great Ape, so 8-0. Turns into Giant Ape when conditions are met. What does the Giant Ape look like? Whoa! I can't believe they gave the Great Ape that ability. Whoa! And this guy does not have Big Bad Bosses as a lead, or a link, which makes sense, right? Because he wasn't really a boss. He was an underling to Vegeta and Nappa. So, yeah, he's still got Saiyan Roar. So the damage potential is looking good here. I just wish that he was better, but he's not. And I'm butthurt. I'm sad. Lastly, probably the best one of the three, Physical Goku. This guy's an all-types lead, key plus 370%. Raises attack and defense. So there you go. This guy's a permanent stacker, raising attack and defense. Attack and defense plus 80%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 80% when performing a super attack. Medium chance of launching an additional super attack when HP is 80% or less. This is a very different thing, because we don't have this sort of a contingent on the other units. 80% or less is the same, but not the first part. So you can actually get this guy to stack some really nice numbers, and then imagine transforming into Great Ape. Let's see, what is the Great Ape ability? Whoa! Causes destructive damage. That's crazy. I had no idea they would give this unit this ability. Whoa! Oh, wait. There you go. Wasn't. My bad. Anyway, dude, I'm messing with the timeline. Leave me alone. It's very messy. So there you have it, folks. How do you build the Raditz? I forgot to answer that question. I would go for 11 additional and 15 critical because of the nuking passive. you want to capitalize on those big hits when you can, and you're already going to have a little bit in your additional to possibly give you a second stack for the turn. But I feel like the off chance that you don't get that additional stack, you still want to do a good hit with these nuking units. So prioritize your critical and focus more on that, and then maybe give additional some skill orbs. This is what I say, not necessarily what I'm going to do. And then for the Goku, go for additional all the way, easy, because you're stacking attack and defense. Actually, I mean, look, if you're somebody who knows you're going to be falling under 80% health, maybe you could argue that going critical is more worthwhile, because considering you're reckless and you're going to fall below 80%, you have a pretty decent shot at getting an additional super attack every turn anyway. So maybe if you want to go for capitalizing on that damage, after a couple turns when you keep stacking, you get so strong that those crits are actually going to do lethal damage. Who knows? But for me, I love me some stacking, so I went full additional and balanced crit. So 20 additional, 6 crit. What are you going to do? But that's it, folks. Team builds and rundowns and all that. Not much of a preview. Surprise, it's happening. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, are you running through the event right now as we speak, as you watch this video? Or are you just not somebody who cares? Because they're great apes and they suck. When I say suck, I mean like the great ape units suck in Dokkan, not in general. So let me know your thoughts about these 3 EZAs and this whole weird scheduling thing in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.